Hey,
Greetings, Lord Yancyy. How are
greeting.
you?
I am wonderful. How about
Oh,
yourself?
bless you, bless you. Right, I am so honoured, so happy to have you on and to be speaking to you. Um, you're an amazing saxophonist, artist. So, can you tell us a little bit about your background? I've got quite a few questions for you, but talk to us about your background.
In terms of music, I suppose. Let's see. I'm 13 years old, and a gentleman came to my church, whipped out this instrument, and laid something down that went throughout the building, touching people in a profound way. And I felt something that uplifted my spirit, and I don't know. I just wasn't the same from that moment on. I had to go meet him and find out more about this thing that he was playing. And gosh, over 30 years later, that saxophone he was playing has been a very part of my life to this day. And I tell you, it's amazing how just following your passion and doing your thing, your following your vision for your life, I'm speaking in terms of him, can inspire others and just transform their future. So, so that was the inception into music. So pretty much, I started playing in the church. I was self-taught, and that led to playing in high school, which led to studying with a renowned classical saxophonist named Donald Center. And it's been my story ever since.
Wow. So for you, it was a childhood experience that carried on, and now here you are playing all over the world. Can you talk to us about what that's been like for you to be able to play your favourite instrument? Because I know you play more, but we'll talk about those. We know you play other instruments as well. But what has it been like for you?
What has it been like? It has been very, very rewarding in so many different ways. I don't know. It's been work. It's been hard work. I know we make it often make it look easy, but it is work. uh, Rewarding in the fact that you're able to do what you are called to do. You're able to travel around the world, see sights, have experiences that none of the fellows in my neighborhood, they didn't have those experiences. And the only thing that I could see is that the Most High presented an opportunity for me, and I jumped on that. Um, but traveling, hmm, you never come back the same. Your whole atmosphere is different. Interacting with audiences, it matters not what language they speak.
Mm.
It's always the same reaction to the music. It's something about the vibration of music that touches people on a cellular level. I mean, it's just in our DNA to react to vibration and energy. And when your intention as an artist is love, I mean, it just brings us all. It brings us all in the same place, joy.
So it's all about you using music to unify people at the soul level. Wow. And I know that you're very spiritual. Talk to us about that, how music and your spiritual journey, how that coincides, how that unites for you.
I don't see that to me, there is no separation.
Mm.
Uh, I think as an artist, you spend so much time in a practice room with an instrument, searching for the right harmonies, the right melodies. And you're not searching externally, you're searching internally. And oftentimes you find that your voice, by a voice within yourself speaking to you, guiding you, inspiring you through inspiration. So I don't know, spirituality is, I don't know how to separate it personally. Everything is spiritual.
Very true. I totally agree with that. And I mean, when you're playing, it's almost like you've gone into a zone. You've been transported somewhere, and listening to it as well, you get that feeling that you've been transported. How is that? How are you able to create that energy? What
How
do you
am
think?
I?
Yeah.
You, that energy, that profound energy of getting that musical message and being able to interpret comes from you letting go.
Mm.
Oftentimes,
Wow.
in the past, as an artist, you think about all the stuff you learn, all the stuff you're taught. And then you realize that if your mind is so busy with all the theory and all that, something is missing. You're not really communicating effectively. But when you learn it and play it so much till it becomes a part of you, you don't think about all of that and you just let go. And when you let go, that's when that dynamic thing happened where people in the audience, they feel it, they know it.
That's beautiful. And I know that you have got a brand new album out, My Joy.
Yes.
Um, Talk to us about My Joy. How did how did it come about? What was the inspiration? And
Well, this,
what does it mean
my
to
joy
you? Yes.
came about during the pandemic and just with so much gloom and doom that I had to side out of my social media. I had to ban CNN and all the rest of those channels. I just banned them. And then I had to realize that no matter what's going on in the world right now, I don't care if it's storming and the clouds are dark and they're coming your way, just rest assured that the sun somewhere is shining on the other side and you will see
Yeah.
that sun. You will feel its warmth again. So I just realized that even with all that was going on, that we still had opportunities to, we had time to build our relationships. We had time to dig deeper into our craft. We had time to learn new things. I mean, gosh,
Yeah, that's so
there was joy to be found, even in the midst
yeah.
of all the gloom.
So you took advantage where when other people were like, "Oh my God, lockdown, what's going to happen to me?" You decided to take that time and create joy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We know that pandemics, they come and they go, but after they're gone, you need some music. You need you need something. You need that medicine that music provides. And
Yes.
for me, that music is joy. It is peace. It is love. It's so many different things. It's powerful.
Wow. So can you talk us through some of the tracks that's on the album? Yeah. What? Okay. What's the one that stands out for you? What's the track that really kind of it really sort of brought you put so much of you into it and it kind of stood out for you. What would you say? Or is it hard for you? Is it like sort of how do I choose?
It is more like, how do I choose? Because at this point in the game, I think your audience deserve more than a project full of B tracks. You know what I mean? So I put my heart into every last one of them, and I worked with some great artists who are awesome and amazing, and they bring the A game. So it's kind of hard to
Not
choose that.
yet. You can't do. So can you talk us through them then? So can you talk just name and just kind of talk about the inspiration behind each song? I know you
Each,
mentioned there's other people that came together to help you to bring this wonderful masterpiece together. So you might want
absolutely.
to talk about some of them. Mention.
Okay, well, I created a whole lot of music during that time, so
Wow.
some of it's not even compiled
Oh wow.
on CD form yet. So it's like, okay, it's I work with quite a few folks. Don't really want to name drop, but a lot of them, you know them. They're in your CD
Okay.
collection right now, and but we'll be putting that information more. We'll be putting it out in the days to come, and
Okay.
I'm still working on some back end things, making sure that we got all the right releases. Because late in the game, I was aware that certain artists, even though they play on your stuff, you still have to have permission from their record companies. So,
Oh wow.
so yeah,
And as you said that there, music is an amazing, tool for our emotions, our spirit, everything. But that little word that comes afterwards, the business,
mm,
how do
uh,
you, how do you sort of enjoy what you do, and then at the same time be a very strong business businessman in the music business as well. How do you use those two different hemispheres, to kind of because it's two different sides, aren't you? You're using with the business aspect of it, you're really sort of having to use the left brain and kind of be really caught up in how things are done and to make sure that everything works for you.
Well, I think for me, it was pretty much trial and error.
Right.
And after you have a brick fall on your head or your foot, you learn to say ouch and
Yes.
learn from those
Don't go there again. Yes. Yeah.
And so I would say that for me, it's always been important to be able to know how to do things and then realize that someone can do it better. As an artist, most of our time is focused on our craft. We're practicing or we're gigging. We're doing what artists do. And oftentimes, many of my sisters and brothers, they neglect the business side of it.
Yeah.
But it does get to a point that when you're trying to come up, oftentimes in our community, folks aren't really working together and networking like they should. And it's this. So for me, it was about, okay, if you want it done, guess what? You read very well. You gotta read a book and work and figure out how to do it. So now that I'm past that point, I think it's important for artists to realize that you cannot do it alone. You have to have a team. A team is everything. And so, you hire a great PR person like Desiree Benson.
Yes,
And
lovely
you
Desiree,
hire,
yes.
oh yeah, she's a bomb. And you hire great record promoters, and you bring in a good manager. And you have people that can take you farther than you can take yourself. Unless you, like Michael Jordan, and you're one man team. You still need your Scottie Pippins.
You still need. But and that's the thing, though. It's good to actually know that you need that, because that's the thing as well, isn't it? It's about knowing what you need to get the job done, and for you to be able to find the people that you found is awesome. So go ahead.
Say it's not hard to find folks that are living their dream and doing excellence. Yeah. You're gonna see them; they are there. And that good thing called Google and Siri and all. I mean, man, they're beautiful. So I don't mind researching and finding experts in any field and reaching out to them. If you're gonna learn, you may as well learn from the best.
Yes. And so you're in the best hands. And what's good about that, it allows you to do what you love and what is your passion, your purpose. And, talking about that, for you, music being your purpose, playing the saxophone, I know you play other instruments as well. And did you inherit this skill? Are there any other musicians or singers in your family?
In my immediate family, no. my father, he toyed around with the guitar later on in his life, and he wasn't very good. But a photographer, he threw down with that. And,
that's his thing. Yeah.
Engineering, he threw down with that. Mom, she's okay. She don't sing either. But my extended cousins, they would tear the church down.
Wow.
So maybe it was
there. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Could have been one of those recessive genes that just popped up out of nowhere.
Wow. And with that said, how important is it to live your passion and to do something you love and something that you're gifted to do? People come here with gifts, and you found yours early on. How important is it to find your gift and to share your gift as you have done?
How important is it? For me, it's vital. It's very vital. I remember coming out of high school and finding jobs that was like going to, I don't know, it was, I don't even know what word to put, but it didn't feed me. It didn't feed my soul.
No. Yeah.
But when you living in your purpose, it just, man, it takes you on to a whole nother level. And it's I don't know, many folks are alive, but they're not living, or they're living, but they're not alive. So it's
Mm.
like two sides that you got to have them both. And passion crosses that bridge and just makes your life more holistic. And so I think it's very essential to follow your heart, even though there are some who don't know what their passion is.
And that's the thing as well. Do you find you're young, you're a very young man. Do you find other young people come to, do they come to you, obviously seeing what you're doing, seeing you're successful, do they come to you for advice? Do they, and what is that like for you to be able to kind of help to maneuver people into their gift and, they feel confident that, yes, this is what I'm supposed to be doing?
You ask really good questions.
Oh,
For me, I did I did think I was going to be a teacher. In fact, I took education classes at the University of Michigan. I came out and I taught at the Center for Creative Studies, College of the Arts. And for me to see the light bulb of an understanding or knowledge and wisdom come on above someone's head, it's the greatest feeling in the world to give. And I don't know, you know that what you give them is going to take on a life beyond your imagination. They're going to take what they learn and run with it and touch other people's lives in ways that's very meaningful. So to me, I love that. That's almost better than a paycheck.
oh wow. That's beautiful. Because I think, yeah, I hear you on that. And it must be so wonderful for you to feel that you're touching lives, but the people who you're touching, they're going to touch lives as well. So it just goes on and on and on, which is what the gift is all about, isn't it? The
It's a
gift.
big old circle.
Yeah.
It's just
Wow.
like it's a, I tell you, for for example, my high school teacher, he was so instrumental in my life and in the direction of my life, especially musically. He went beyond the call of a teacher, would take me places, would take me to see artists, would do all kinds of things to
Wow.
inspire me. Mr. Richard Halley, I love that brother.
Oh,
Anyways, he
wow.
poured
Yeah.
so much into
Great
my life
teacher.
that later on in his life, as he retired, he became my student. He had studied classical and band music, but jazz was not his thing. And he
Wow.
wanted to go out and do some gigs in his community. And so he came to me and we would get together on Zoom and I would show him some things and he would
That's
be out just
amazing.
excited about it. So it just goes to show the circle like nature of life and giving. It's going to come back. That's just the way the universe is wired.
That's a beautiful story. Your teacher, became a student to you. What was it like, actually? So, what was that like for you to be the one saying, right, this is what we're going to do today? And no, you didn't hit that note. What was that like for you to be on the other end
It was
as the teacher?
very, very rewarding, actually. Very rewarding to be able to give back to someone that has poured into your life. It's nothing like it. It's nothing like it. And I always consider him my musical father. And so we do.
Exactly.
That's just how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to do those things. Take it to the next level and pass it down or pass it up. Just get rid of it. Don't die with all that passion and knowledge and wisdom. Don't die with that.
Exactly. And I do think, I think as certainly for myself, you can learn from young people. It's not that only older people can teach. Young people have so many gifts and so many things to teach. And even from very little children, you can learn so much. So I think that's brilliant that you were able to do that. What I want to ask you, Lord Yancyy, is tell us about jazz. What was it about jazz that really just resonated with you as a
Let me
genre
see.
of music?
Classical was quite interesting. I didn't really gravitate to it, even though I did it for 4 years. But oftentimes I found myself when I should be alert like really want to fall asleep. So, but after that, I enjoyed listening to it, but performing it, it didn't
It
do it
wasn't
for me.
right.
But playing more improvisation based music, it was just like, for me, it was like freedom. It was like being in church all over again, watching
Oh,
a singer just let go and allow the spiritual vibes to melismatically go throughout the audience. You know, those singers tear it up. And that's all coming from a place of improvisation. It's all like a call and response. You hearing something that's downloaded into you and you let it go. So for me, it was freedom.
I love that. You know what you just said there. You downloaded these beautiful melodies, this beautiful sound, and it's touching the souls of people. And and how does that happen for you? Do you have to do anything in particular to get that vibe and start downloading, or how does it come about when you're creating your music?
For me, it's about intention.
Uh,
It's about intention. It's about I don't know, just prayer. It's about meditation. It's about listening. For me, it's meditation. You just listen. I mean, oftentimes in prayer we do a lot of talking, but when you meditate and do listening, you it's a different experience. There's a lot of things downloaded through that process. And for me, music, when you just let go, you hear all kinds of melodies popping in your head. It's like being awakened to the birds, a choir of birds singing. So
yes, I love that. And you mentioned meditation there. Is that a regular practice of yours
yes,
in order to feed the mind and the soul and what have you?
yes, yeah, absolutely. I just, it's all a part of my spiritual tools. I realize that oftentimes it's easy to get caught up on what you can see, what you can feel,
Mhm.
what you can touch, what you can hear. But through my life's experience, we are so much deeper, and there's something more powerful on the inside of us. And then when you can let go and just allow that thing to grow, it's powerful what can come out of a practice of meditation.
Wow.
Many major inventions that have revolutionized the world have come from states of just being not so caught up into the physical part of your life.
Wow. Oh, I like the way you just went into that. It is an important part of who we are. And so many times people say, "Oh, I'm only human," and forget, that powerful being part aspect of who we are, which is where you're downloading all this wonderful music. And do you find, do you have a ritual? Do you sort of have a daily ritual, or that you do to get yourself into that zone, so to speak?
Do I? Well, my ritual pretty much is the prayer and the meditation. So um, I figure if you build that energy up around you, you stay ready. And it's not extra that you have to do. I will say that sometimes before a recording or before a performance, I will go into a state of prayer and ask
Oh
the
wow!
Most High to utilize me. And I recall being 13, or maybe it's 14, and I had a vision. And this vision was that the Spirit of the Most High would flow through me and flow through the horn, go out into the audience and give people what they needed.
Wow,
My preparation is prayer. And I
that's like a
recall,
healing. Yes. Oh
yeah,
wow!
yeah, yeah. There was a young lady that came up to me. Well, many have come and given me their testimony, and most of it, you really don't, it's like, did you really say that to me? But this young lady said, she said, I was in the audience. I had come. I didn't really want to go anywhere. I'd been sick for 3 months. She said, but my friend bought me a ticket to your concert, and I came. And you walked out in the audience. And as you got closer to me, I could feel the vibrations from your horn. And she said, instantly, the sickness I've been dealing with for 3 months, it was just completely gone. And she said, I wanted to share that with you. And I thought, wow,
That's
that's the
amazing.
vision I had at
Yeah.
13, 14 years old. And it has nothing to do with me. And I know before that performance, I had pretty much made myself available in a moment of meditation and prayer. Say, hey, flow through me. So it wasn't me, but that's just the power of music. That's the power of intention. That's the power of not making your music not about you, but making it about something more bigger than you.
Wow. You know, and as you said that, how important is it? Because music is so important. You know, it's got so much power over us in terms of what it can do. It can change your state in a moment. It can do so much. How important is it to have, you know, music and say for artists, say words, you know, people singing. How important is it to have positive music with that energy that can actually heal somebody who's been ill for 3 months, and not sort of, you know, take somebody down the wrong road?
I hate to say this word, but for me, it's everything. You will not find me playing any type of message that I don't believe in.
Yeah.
And I think we have enough destructive songs and out there that I'm not going to join in on that. And words, to me, words, lyrics, well, you don't necessarily need lyrics, but lyrics are beautiful too. For me, lyrics, they create images. They create images that become a fixture in the mental space. And over time, those things become manifested in your life. So the words that you are feeding yourself, they take they grow in the soil of your life. So I think it's very important to watch things that you listen to.
Yes.
Very important.
I agree. And I know I want to go back to the album My Joy. I know you're very excited about that. And how long did it take to bring that whole masterpiece together? How long did, you know, with everything from start to finish?
Now, My Joy is a single on my upcoming.
Oh, I see. Oh, right. Okay, I'm with you. Okay, I thought it was I thought it was the title of an album as well. Is that not the title of the
No, that's
album?
just the title of the
Oh,
singles.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is when is that going to be released, and
It's released now. You can
how can
find it
people get hold of it?
um, anywhere you
Everywhere.
can find, everywhere. Yes, everywhere. There you go. Everywhere.
And you know, I love the title My Joy, and with what you said about downloading, I just feel, you know, with what we've gone through over the last 18 months, people
Yeah.
need, you know, to have some joy. People need to find that joy within themselves. And was that, you know, from what you're saying, I feel that that was your inspiration
Motivation.
behind, you really wanted to bring back the joy.
Exactly. If a person don't move their head, stump their feet, uh, something's wrong. I don't
I
need to
love
record it.
it.
If you
Yeah.
don't feel something, I don't need to record it. I will leave it out off the project. Okay.
Wow.
Uh, it's important to feel, to have a shift in your energy. It's just important. And music is that vibration, that tool that
Yeah.
gets you to a whole nother ramp for me.
Very,
So yeah.
very much. Wow. So, Lord Yancyy, you've got the album coming out. What does the future hold for you? Where do you see yourself going with your music? You tour. Talk to us about some of the places you've been and what has been the impact. You know, how have people responded?
I've been to many places in Europe. I don't even been to most of the islands. I've toured throughout the United States as well. And again, this response is always the same. Now they
People
say a prophet is
moved,
never,
yes.
he's not appreciated in his hometown, but when you do what you do, when you start playing music in a place like Detroit, you learn you got to bring it. Otherwise, you're not gonna get no attention. Okay.
Um,
And in
really
certain
clever.
cities,
Yeah, you
certain cities and
preloaded. Yeah.
they train you that if you don't bring it, you are you're not gonna get much love. And so Detroit was a great training ground for me to be able, and the church. Many great artists come through the church.
Yes.
So that's the spiritual component, and then the education part of it, the technical. So you bring all that to any audience, and the reaction is always the same. It's all love. They feel the love coming through that instrument, and then they give it back. They walk in one way like they've been beat down by their week, but when they leave, it's like they feel refreshed, like they 10 years younger. I mean, it's just the power of love in music is just, it's amazing. It's just amazing.
It's food for the soul. It's nourishment for the soul, and you know, there's something about the saxophone. What would you say? You play several instruments. What is it about the saxophone for you that, you know, just brings that je ne sais quoi, so, so to speak?
What about sax? The saxophone is the closest thing to the human voice.
Mm,
So it has a way of speaking
yes,
to a person like a voice would.
yes, yeah.
That's not to exclude other instruments.
Of course not.
Depending on the person performing, playing it, you could make any instrument talk. But for whatever reason, that saxophone is something special to me. Very special. And it's although I play many other instruments, it allows me to communicate in a way that I know this is my thing right here. But real soon, I will be adding some new instruments to my public performance. I'm gonna come out of the shadows
Oh,
and
wow.
start sharing some of these other other tools.
I just love the spiritual vibe that, and I know that your, you know, spirituality is really important to you. Your music's really important to you, and you know, you've got, you know, people are so excited. I know when I was putting out the flyer today to say you were coming on, people were really, you know, seemed to respond really well, and there was a small part of My Joy being played. Really, really beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. Alex Goss, Turhan, uh, Van Dyke, and Marcus Hunter. I owe it to all of us putting our heads together, making that what it is. And even Dave Kunert for us saying, hey, man, we got to go with this as your single.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. The
It's like,
team, the
yeah, like I was about to say, like it's like your family during that time creating together, I suppose.
yes, yes. Yeah, it was part of the family. And Chris Big Dog Davis was part of the family. And Phil Davis in Atlanta, he's part of the family. And a whole lot of other exceptional writers, producers, and musicians. Yeah.
Awesome. So, what do you hope people are gonna, when they hear, when they sit down and they listen to My Joy? What is it? Because you know, you said you have this thing where you get an idea of how, you know, you put an intention out. What's the intention that you've put out for My Joy when people hear it?
My intention is always love. It's always love. It's always to raise a person's vibration. Um, and whatever it is they're going through in their life, that music will insulate them. It will raise their consciousness to a whole nother level, and they realize that it's not so bad. Life is not so bad. I can do this. I can overcome this. I can keep going another day.
Yeah. Hang in there, because you never know what's coming. You never know what's gonna be there for you to do on the other side. So, Yancyy, what I'd like you to do, because you know, like you said, you know, you're a young man, you're living your dream. I want you to really just talk into the soul, the spirit of other young people, or anyone who's out there. It might not even be a young person, but anyone who's got a dream, but they've lost the drive for whatever reason, and you know, they think, oh, I can't do it. They're listening to this and they're thinking, oh, it's great, you know, for Lord Yancyy, but I don't think I can live my dream. I don't think I've got a purpose. What would you say to them? to get them, you know, dreaming again?
That's a okay. You laid that one on me. Okay, let me see. Let me go with this. Yeah, let me see what I got. Let me see. I would say that just monitor your environment. See what influences you're around that's either adding value to your life or taking away from your life. Oftentimes, we surround ourselves with folks who didn't live their dream, and we're listening to them, and we have them in our ear. And so you got to seek out a mentor, seek out someone that's living their dream. Surround yourself around people that are doing what you want to do. Follow them closely, follow their careers, reach out, say hi, ask for advice. Never give up on your dream. I know, for example, per my life, that I didn't always know where the path was going to come from. And rarely do we ever know where the path or the journey is going to take us. But what I do know is that when you believe in yourself, when you know that the Creator put something in your heart, a seed, that seed is going to be watered if you will just trust the process and have some faith. You just have to step out. I always think about my very first CD. It was not my favorite. I didn't have the creative control. I didn't know how to engineer. I didn't know how to mix. I didn't know how to do all the things that I know how to do now. And it's just weird. People said, well, put it out anyway. And I'm like, no, but I had a whole bunch of reasons why I was going to sit on it. And I put it out. And that project traveled from East Coast, West Coast, had me north, south, had me all over. And people love that project. So oftentimes we have to get out our own head. We have to stop waiting until everything is there. Sometimes you just have to trust the process and go with what you have. Start where you are and know that everything is going to work out. It's just going to work out. It is. And if it does not work out the way you want to at that moment, know that you're going to learn something valuable that's going to carry you to the next step. Know that when you just take a step, that the path will manifest. Know that the light will shine in that darkness. Just know that God put that in you for a reason, and He's going to take care of it. So we just have to, it's time. We have to put the time in. We have to put the time into our dreams. If you're not putting the time in, you're not going to get anything out. So every day, if it's just, I don't know, if you just do 5 minutes on your dream every day, then typically 5 minutes will turn into 10, will turn into an hour. It just works like that when you work in your passion. But if you just say, I'm going to underachieve my way to success, I'm going to do 2 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it takes, just keep doing it, and you will be moving forward, and you will look up and be wondering how you got there. And be thankful that the Most High, He has brought you to a place you never imagined or dreamed you would be.
Lord Yancyy, wow. You're like a motivational speaker as well. You know, I could listen to you going through that. That was just so awesome.
You're so kind. Thank you.
I'm hearing, definitely take that step and keep going is what I'm hearing you say.
Yes.
How can people, if people want to reach out to you and get some advice, and they want to know about your music, and they want to support you, and they want to follow you, and, how can they do that?
Well, they can go to Facebook, Lord Yancyy on Facebook, and Yancyy is YANCYY. Or you can go to my website, LordYancyMusic.com. And you'll see what's coming down the pipeline, and you'll see new music and new CDs. You'll see it all. It's right there.
Oh, wow. Is there anything else you would like to say to the listening audience? Is there anything that you feel, they need to hear, they need to know? Is there anything, can you talk about anything that you're doing that they can probably follow and get involved in?
Well, if you're in the Ypsilanti, Michigan area, come on out. I will be doing a jazz concert on August the 13th. So, yeah, it's going to be all right. So come on out, get some of that inspiration, and say hello. And we're just going to have a good time. The information is on the website. Go to the website. There you go. Go check it out. Go to the website.
Tell them the website again. Go on, mention it
It's
again.
Lord. Oh, Facebook is just Lord Yancyy.
Oh, just go on. Okay, and then everything's there.
Instagram
Yeah.
and Instagram L Yancyy, Yancyy.
Okay.